Caitlin Clark, she is the greatest scorer college basketball has ever seen.
A deep one. You bet! Caitlin Clark!
Here comes Clark. How will she go for history? There it is! The all-time leading scorer in women's college basketball.
With the first pick,
the Indiana Favor selects
Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
Every generation has a game changer. For the NBA, it was Steph Curry. For women's basketball, it's Caitlin Clark. Because while Curry changed the way we look at the NBA, Caitlin Clark has done something even harder. She's dragged an entire sport into the spotlight almost overnight. We're talking about sellout arenas, record-breaking TV ratings, and shots so deep they make defenders look helpless. And remember, this is all from a rookie who hasn't even reached her prime. But the road here wasn't easy. From battling boys' leagues as a kid, to 60-point high school explosions, to Final Four heartbreaks, Caitlin's story is one of pure obsession and relentless competitiveness.
On the day my older brother learned to ride his bike with no training wheels, I did too, because I was so mad that he could do it, but I couldn't.
There's the princess. Caitlin had a small pink bike, and we really hadn't taught her how to ride the bike, but we were teaching Blake.
So I got out my pink bike and I'm like, Mom, take my training wheels off, let's go.
The pedal that's up, put your other foot
Katie,
down.
now that Blake's learned to ride, Katie's giving it a shot and she's doing quite well. If my brother can do this without training wheels, I can do this without training wheels.
And the twist? The same fire that made her unstoppable also made her one of the most controversial players women's basketball has ever seen. So buckle up, because this isn't just another basketball story. This is how a small-town Iowa girl went from crying over board game losses to rewriting basketball history in real time. And before we jump in, hit that subscribe button, or your team might be the one she torches for 40 next.
Well, my mom has this piece of paper when I was in 2nd or 3rd grade, and it has you write down all your dreams in these little bubbles. And I remember one of them was playing the WNBA and earn a basketball scholarship. Those were two of my goals.
Before Caitlin Clark was draining logo threes on national TV, she was just a fiery little kid in West Des Moines, Iowa. And from day one, everyone knew she was different. Her parents, Brent and Anne, said they could see it before she could even spell her own name. While other toddlers were learning how to stack blocks, Caitlin was showing off insane coordination and motor skills. And it wasn't just talent. It was that competitive fire. She hated losing. Didn't matter if it was basketball, softball, or even a simple board game at home. If Caitlin didn't win, she cried, yelled, and refused to let it go. Her parents didn't love it at first, but deep down, they knew that obsession with winning wasn't going away. So they put her into every sport possible: volleyball, golf, soccer, softball, football, you name it. And here's the crazy part: she dominated all of them. She was playing multiple levels above kids her age, especially in soccer and softball, but there was a problem. No one could keep up with her intensity. The games got boring. That's when she found the one sport that matched her energy: basketball. And from the second she picked up a ball, it clicked. This wasn't just a game anymore. This was an outlet for her obsession to win. But Caitlin wasn't satisfied just playing with kids her own age. And that's where her story takes a turn most people don't know about. When Caitlin was just 5 years old, her dad tried signing her up for a girls' basketball league. But there was one problem: there wasn't one for her age. Most kids would have had to wait. Caitlin, she just joined the boys' league instead. And here's what shocked everyone: she didn't just survive against the bigger, stronger boys, she destroyed them. She was quicker, sharper, and flat out tougher than kids twice her size. Losing wasn't an option, and she played like it. But it wasn't just the league that hardened her. At home, she grew up surrounded by her brothers, Blake and Colin. And those battles weren't exactly friendly. Caitlin's competitiveness turned every driveway game into war. One time, after losing, she even threw her brother into a wall so hard that he split his head open. Her mom wasn't happy, but Caitlin, she just saw it as part of learning how to hold her own. Looking back, Caitlin said she never questioned why she had to play with the boys. It was normal to her, and because of it, she developed a toughness that most players never experience. That edge, the willingness to take hits, fight for her place, and never back down, became the foundation for everything she would do later. And that foundation would explode once she reached high school. By the time Caitlin hit high school, the word was already out: this wasn't just another talented kid. She joined the powerhouse program All Iowa Attack and instantly became the kind of player you couldn't ignore. As a freshman at Dowling Catholic, she was already averaging 15 points a game and snagging all-state honors. Most players would have been happy with that. Not Caitlin. By her sophomore year, she cranked things up to a different level, 27 points per game, leading her Day AU team to a Nike Elite Youth Basketball Championship and grabbing attention from colleges across the country. But it was her junior year that put her name on the national map. On February 4th, 2019, Caitlin Clark dropped 60 points in a single game, the second highest total in Iowa girls basketball history. Oh, and she broke the record for most three-pointers in a game with 30. Scouts weren't just impressed. They were stunned.
Wow. In only ways that Caitlin can.
Her senior season, even crazier. She averaged 33 points, 8 assists, and nearly 3 steals a game, finishing her high school career as the #1 player in the 2020 class, according to ESPN. Awards rolled in, headlines followed, and suddenly every Division I program wanted Caitlin Clark. Her parents dreamed of Notre Dame, but Caitlin shocked them all with her decision. Instead of following the traditional path, she chose Iowa, and that one choice would change basketball forever. Most recruits in Caitlin's position would have picked a powerhouse program, Notre Dame, UConn, Baylor, but Caitlin Clark did the opposite. She shocked everyone by staying home, committing to Iowa, and choosing a system built around speed and offense that matched her style perfectly. And right away, she proved she made the right call. In her very first college game, she dropped 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. By her second game, she already had a 30-point double-double. It didn't matter that she was a freshman. She was instantly one of the most unstoppable scorers in the country. By the end of that first season, she wasn't just putting up numbers. She led the entire NCAA in scoring, averaging 26.6 points per game, while also finishing second in assists. As a freshman, her sophomore year, even bigger. She carried Iowa to the Big Ten title and was named tournament MVP, dropping 41 points and 9 assists in the semifinals against Nebraska. And yet her season ended in heartbreak when 10-seed Creighton stunned Iowa in the NCAA tournament. For most players, that kind of loss would take years to recover from. Not Caitlin. By her junior year, she was on a mission. She became the first player in tournament history, men's or women's, to record a 40-point triple-double, torching Louisville with 41 points, 12 assists, and 10 rebounds.
Championship. And Caitlin Clark has a 40-point triple-double in the Elite Eight.
Then she followed it up by knocking off undefeated South Carolina in the Final Four with another 41-point masterpiece, snapping their 42-game win streak and pulling in nearly 10 million viewers, the most watched women's basketball game ever at the time. Even when Iowa fell short in back-to-back national championship games against LSU and South Carolina, Caitlin left her mark. By her senior season, she had already become the NCAA's all-time leading scorer, men's or women's. She was dropping 30 and 40 like it was routine, rewriting record books every time she stepped on the floor. By the time her college career ended, Caitlin wasn't just Iowa's hometown hero, she was a national superstar. And her next move would change the WNBA forever. Because when draft night came, the Indiana Fever had the easiest decision in franchise history. When the 2024 WNBA draft rolled around, the Indiana Fever didn't have a decision to make. They had a golden ticket, and with the #1 overall pick, they took Caitlin Clark, instantly flipping the entire league upside down. From the moment her name was called, the Caitlin Clark effect went into overdrive. TV ratings tripled, attendance up 77% compared to the year before. The Fever's home games started selling out so fast that the WNBA had to move them into bigger arenas just to fit the crowds. And it wasn't just the league. Her impact was everywhere. Jersey sales exploded, ticket resale prices skyrocketed, and suddenly people who had never watched women's basketball before were glued to their TVs. Even ABC, ESPN, and CBS started reshuffling schedules because Clark was now must-watch television. Endorsement money started flooding in too. Nike dropped a $28 million deal on her lap, making her one of the highest-paid women's athletes on the planet before she had even finished her rookie month. To put it in perspective, she makes more from one Instagram post than her actual WNBA salary. And then came the All-Star votes. Caitlin shattered records again, pulling in over 700,000 fan votes, more than any WNBA player had ever received. The previous year's top vote-getter had under 100,000. The gap wasn't just big, it was historic. Caitlin Clark had arrived. She wasn't just another rookie. She was the league's biggest draw, the face of women's basketball, and a walking ratings machine. But with all that attention came something else, the kind of criticism, backlash, and physical targeting that no rookie had faced before. And what happened next showed just how hard the road really was going to be. But with superstardom comes backlash, and Caitlin Clark learned that faster than anyone. On the court, defenders weren't just trying to guard her, they were trying to break her. Hard fouls, elbows, and welcome to the league hits became routine. Some rivals even admitted they wanted to test her toughness to see if the rookie hype train could survive the physical grind of the pros. Off the court, critics lined up too. Legends of the game questioned her records, claiming they weren't legit because she had 5 years of eligibility compared to Kelsey Plum's 4. Others said she looked superhuman only because she was dominating college kids, but the WNBA would bring her back to reality. Even fans debated nonstop. Some saw her as the savior of the league, while others thought the hype was overshadowing veterans who had been grinding for years. Every missed shot, every bad game, every tough loss, it all became national news. And through it all, Caitlin was carrying the weight of an entire franchise. The Indiana Fever weren't contenders overnight, and losing games while being the league's biggest attraction brought another layer of pressure. She wasn't just playing basketball, she was the face of women's basketball, whether she asked for it or not. But here's the thing about Caitlin Clark. The more people doubt her, the harder she fights back. Night after night, she proves she belongs. Logo threes, no-look passes, clutch shots. She keeps finding ways to silence the noise. And the scary part, she's still only a rookie. Which means this story isn't close to finished. It's just getting started. Caitlin Clark has already done what no one thought was possible. She's made women's basketball must-watch, from Iowa gymnasiums to national TV. From crying over board games to breaking NCAA history, she's carried the game on her shoulders and forced the world to pay attention. She's shattered records, crushed ratings, sold out arenas, and sparked debates everywhere she goes. Love her or hate her, you cannot ignore her. And the truth is, we've never seen anything like this before in the WNBA, because Caitlin Clark isn't just another talented player. She's a movement, a phenomenon, a lightning rod who has changed the trajectory of women's basketball forever. And the wildest part? She's just getting started. She hasn't reached her prime. She hasn't lifted a WNBA trophy. And she hasn't even scratched the surface of what her career might look like. So whether you're a fan, a critic, or just someone who loves great stories, remember this moment. Because we're all watching the rise of a legend unfold in real time. And trust me, the next chapter is going to be even crazier. So if you want to be here for it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because Caitlin Clark's story is only just beginning.